Hi everyone, welcome back to our lesson on Get Smart Plus 3 Module 8. Where were you yesterday? With me, Teacher Grace. In today's lesson, we will do some recap by answering questions on the previous lesson. We will be learning 3 new vocabulary words, doing some speaking skills, and completing the exercise in our workbook on page 63. Now let's do some recap on what we have learned in our previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we have read regarding the New York City in the year of 1900. So based on this reading, please fill in the blanks for the next exercise. You may find the answer in the paragraph that we have read in the previous lesson, or you may also refer it in your Get Smart Plus 3 students book on page 78. Now let's check the answers. We are going to use were or weren't. So for number 1, there any shopping centers? Do you remember whether are there any shopping centers in the 1900? Yes, you're right. The answer is weren't. Number 2, there shops. Well done. There were shops. Number 3, there weren't any cinemas. Number 4, there weren't any buses. Number 5, there were many carriages. And number 6, there were theaters. Now, in our previous lesson, we also did talk about the project that you will need to do. So please complete your project by doing a PowerPoint presentation and send it to your teacher. Next, let's move on to the vocabulary. Today's words are amusement park. This is the picture of amusement park where you have roller coaster, Ferris wheel, slides, popcorn cart, puppet show, and a ticket booth, and so on and so forth. The next word is circus. Circus. And the next word is interesting. The book is very interesting. The story is very interesting. That amusement park is interesting. Now, let's move on to your speaking skills. For this activity, you will need to listen, read, and then you are going to do some role play with your family members. So let's start off with listen and read. Listen carefully and draw the lines. Once you have done, we will try to use sentences to show how we can ask question and answer question. So let's start.
Where was Dora yesterday afternoon?
In the afternoon, she was at the shopping centre.
How was it?
It was noisy.
So based on the example given, you would need to match the word Kevin and Sandra to in the morning or in the evening or in the afternoon, the place, and the word that best describes the place. And same goes for Tim, Brad, and Cindy. Once you have done, you may play it with your family members. Have fun! Next, let's move on to the exercise. It is on your page 63. Now for the exercise number 1, you will need to fill in the blanks with these given words based on the face expression. Okay, read it, put in the correct answer here, and once you have done, we will check the answers. So, let's see the answers. Number 1, how was the museum? It was interesting. Number 2, how was the film? The film was scary. Number 3, how was the amusement park? It was noisy. And number 4, how was the circus? The circus was boring. Moving on to the second activity. For this activity, you would need to read the question and answer about yourself. Okay, so for example, where were you yesterday morning? So you can write, I was at the, where were you? Were you at the park? Were you at the hospital? Where were you? Name a place. And how was it? Was it interesting? Was it boring? Scary? Happy? Fun? And where were you yesterday afternoon? How about in the afternoon? Where were you? And how was it? So begin your answer with I was at the place. It was. How do you feel about it? For question 3, 4, 5 and 6, it begins with the same pattern. Once you have completed this exercise, please send it to your teacher for him or her to mark and check. That's all for this lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.